Alright, I'll try this for the third time. If it don't work, I'm going to go live on my YouTube. Instead of Facebook. We'll see. Okay. What was I saying? God created the world in 7 days. At the solstice, we went through an axis correction. We went through a pole shift. It takes 7 days for the human vessel to attune to that correction, if you will. So that 7 days ends on the full moon. The full moon is June 28th, Thursday at 12:53 a.m. Eastern Time, which makes the full moon for us Wednesday night, really. So, this full moon, as we have now attuned to, or are attuning to the axis correction, we will start integrating it. Yes, we're feeling it. Yes, we're integrating and attuning. We're going to start integrating it and purging with the full moon. Many of us are already in tune with the full moon energies that are now starting to come in. So, as we go into this next week, there's a lot of Mars energy, there's a lot of Saturn energy, and there's a lot of Pluto energies. And you stay out there and play, boys. And so, this is going to be a very heavy week. The full moon is going to shake up that which the axis correction and what we've been talking about, Uranus going into Taurus. All about sudden change. This full moon, literally, that salt shaker that now has been turned upside down is going to tangibly disrupt your life in one way or another. Whether it's your jobs, whether it's where you live, whether it's your relationships, it's going to pull the rug, literally dissolve the rug and shake up that which is not of the highest good of all, collectively and individually. And so there's going to be a lot of heavy energy, dense energy, a lot of sadness, a lot of a great opportunity to observe thyself, if you will. It has, especially on the weekend after the full moon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to have a lot of miscommunication. There's going to be a lot of selfishness, a lot of discordant energies as this harmonizing and balancing within and without really comes in, and equality really starts bathing the consciousness of all of humanity. Now what that does, remember, we're conduits, and we are here to transmute and transform this discordant energy that's coming up. Now what's really gonna present itself is the very deep unconscious that even those on the awakening journey have not been able to access, and deep within their soul consciousness. And so this is going to bring up a lot of how do I put it into words? Well, let's liken it like this. It's very easy for the human aspect to perceive that somebody is cold, that somebody is mean, when really they have just shut themselves off because they're sad. This is really going to bring to the surface anything that's holding you back. Any place where you are still holding beliefs that you have to sacrifice yourself in the name of love, for love, or as a spiritual being on the awakening journey. This is going to bring up anything and everything that is distorted in your beliefs, that is distorted in your physical reality, and that is directly related to distortions of light and dark. Distortions where spirituality has become the new religion. Distortions where people believe that spirituality is all about New Age dogma. Beliefs where You have to stay in a relationship in the name of love. So anything that is not for your highest good, your heart is going to feel a lot of sadness this week, a lot of heaviness, a lot of density. Your soul is going to feel a lot of heaviness, a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief. This is, again, part of the axis correction that we have gone through. And so the full moon is going to amplify by 7 anything that is not new. Anything that has not been transformed to a higher frequency and recreated on that higher frequency. But it's also going to bring in with it, it's going to bring in anything that you planted seeds from a heartfelt space back in the early part of 2016, January, February. You will start harvesting those seeds that you planted. They will now start appearing for you on the tangible physical plane of existence. So as we go through this integration, and of course whenever we get a whole lot of light information, a lot of electricity that's coming in, sweethearts, this is where now we have to integrate it, we have to anchor it, and then we start purging. This is the purging that comes after the attunement of the pole shift and the axis correction back to the vertical 369 axis that we went through on the solstice, leading us up into the trinity of the eclipses. July 13th, we have a partial solar eclipse. July 27th, 28th, we have a total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. Leo and Aquarius are the nodes of the moon. The sun will be in Leo in Western astrology. It'll be in Cancer, I believe it is, in Vedic astrology. And so Cancer is all about emotions. Leo's all about fire. And we have, in the inversion of the axis correction, we have zero pointed and neutralized the Gregorian calendar, Western astrology, and all of those beliefs. So as we converge and merge back to Vedic astrology, the Mayan calendar, and all of that, this is where, again, a lot of beliefs will be coming up to be released. And this is really going to propel you if you can see through it and not attach blame or reattach to the characters and the storylines and the personality identifications of the humanness of the lives that you're now leaving behind as you bring in and anchor in your primary timelines. This is going to, again, set yourself free, if you will. This is going to be a very challenging week. Challenging in the sense that to be centered is going to take some self-discipline. To not get caught up in the spiral of the heaviness and the density and that which is being revealed. And literally everything is coming down to, before you were birthed out of your mother's womb in this incarnation, you were automatically veiled with a core foundation of distrust. On that core foundation of distrust was an overlay foundation of abandonment, rejection, and unworthiness. Now, every relationship, including your parents, from the second you were born, you had those veils. Every relationship in this lifetime has been built on a foundational template with an of distrust, with an overlay of abandonment, rejection, and unworthiness. This full moon is going to bring to light anything and everything that does not reverse or has not been inverted of abandonment to embracement, unworthiness to worthiness, and rejection to acceptance. and distrust to trust. This is going to show you where you still hold veils within your vessel, where you cannot trust the outside world, where you still hold in place fear of the outside world, fear of strangers, fear of religion, fear of spirituality, fear of the government, fear of control. Anything that is a belief that you're not recognizing as fear, anything that is unconscious, this full moon is going to bring up to the surface. And so, dance. This is going to give you ample opportunity, if you allow yourself to see beyond the physical presentation. This is going to give you ample opportunity to master your mastery of being able to stay in a higher frequency of love, no matter the grief, no matter the sorrow of that which is falling away. What else? Let's see. This is also giving you ample opportunity to master your rage. The God of War, this is where your aspect of the God of War, the Mars essence within you, is to lay down your armor, lay down your swords. You don't have to fight for peace. And your absolute truth of every aspect of you, in your highest aspect, is peace. But another thing that this is going to do, this is going to bring in, when we speak of your highest primary timelines that you're bringing in, that you're materializing now, based on the frequency and the inner work you have done, what this is going to do is all of these lords and ladies, these deities, these gods and goddesses that you have spent since Atlantis forward. When Atlantis blew you apart from being a whole singular to a singular one. This is where anything to do with idolization, worshiping, putting people on pedestals, obsession, unrequited love, all of this is going to surface. And it's for you individually to recognize that. This is also going to be where you are choosing for your highest primary timeline. Your whole journey's been about bringing all these lords and ladies, high priests and priestesses, gods and goddesses into a whole. Bringing all these fragmented aspects of self into a whole. And from all those aspects of self, from all of those timelines, you have chosen from a soul spirit level to bring in one primary timeline of all of the good of all of those timelines. You have chosen to bring in one aspect of your soul to now be embodied as your full consciousness. So, when I stated the other day, your humanness is dying. That part is going. Who you are right now and what your vessel looks like right now is not who you're going to be. Now, is that going to happen overnight? Of course not. Ethically and energetically, yes. To the physical human vessel, no. You have to integrate it. You have to anchor it in. You have to bring it in. And so, really allow yourselves to dance through this next week. And that heaviness is already coming in. And come tomorrow morning, you're really going to start feeling that heaviness. And the closer we get to the full moon, the more it's going to feel like the carpet has been ripped out from your reality. And that's okay. You want it to be. Even though it's uncomfortable, guys, and it don't feel good, this is what we want. You know, this is what we've worked towards. This is what we've asked for. And yes, you hear it time and time and time and time again. But you're collapsing timelines. That's why you're repeating it, and that's why you keep hearing it. And eventually, yes, it does stop when you choose it to stop. For those of us that are very centered, that understand energy and the templates of it, and the timelines and the convergence of it, this is much easier and more graceful for us. But even we are being shook up, because any ideations of what a relationship is not what a relationship truly is. Again, every relationship has been built on conditional love because of that core foundation of distrust with the overlay of unworthiness, rejection, and abandonment. And so right now, you're dealing with the very core foundation. The veil has been removed. And so this is directly related to sex again. Sex, distrust, and relationships. This is a total equalization of masculine and feminine within and without. And so, dance. No matter how heavy it gets, dance. Because this is really going to show each of us just how close and how truly heartfelt intentions of what unity really truly is. And this week is going to test that, especially in your spiritual groups, especially in spirituality, where there is great amount of competition still, where there is still a great amount of judgment, where there is still a great amount of your light and your dark. There is more duality in the light worker collective and the spiritual group collective than there is in those unawakened. And so that is all coming up. You're going to find many of you are going to be in a space, if you're not already there, where you're truly wanting to walk the hell away from spirituality. And it's not that you're wanting to walk away from your awakening journey. You're feeling the need to walk away from that which is distorted. And so know that that's normal, guys. And the further we go into these eclipses, you're going to find, again, you're going to pull even further away, because spirituality has become the new dogma, just like religion was. And so all of these beliefs are coming up to be completely wiped out. And that is a beautiful thing. You know, it's also going to clear the distortion that just because you're spiritual and you're on the awakening journey, that you have to go into work foundation of being a healer, of doing this, doing that. I've stated, and many others have stated for months, you can send out all the healing you want to send out. All the activations, yada, 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 they ain't doing no good. The best of intents, it's not doing any good. And why isn't it doing any good? Because they're no longer needed. We've already gone through an access correction. You've already awakened. You're already ascended. You've already been activated. Everything is out there. And all you need to do to access the out there is to go within. The last 6 months, the last 6 months of this year truly is all about balancing and equalization. It's all about mastering your mastery, because come January 1st, if you do not listen to the light within you, your intuition, your spirit, Father, whatever name you need to give it, if you are not listening to that in every given moment to guide you, you're gonna fall for anything. And it's already happening. There is so much going out there that there's a lot of confusion. The only way to get out of your confusion is to get out of your mind, quiet it. Because what's falling away, your mind, your mind is precious. What's fallen away is the egoic mind programming of the false masculine and the black Madonna. And in any given second, guys, you can change your reality. Every second is new. Every day you wake up is brand new. And it's only you, the human, that attaches to the storylines of the day before and does not allow the new to be new. And so, as this denseness and this heaviness integrates and makes itself prevalent, remember your conduits. Make it impersonal, and observe the thoughts, and you can transform it in a breath. Let me catch up here. Truth will set you free, absolutely. All right, let me go back to the beginning. There's so many on here. Let's see. I love you guys. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. I got my sister's 2 dogs, Belinda. I got 4 dogs here now. And let me tell you, with the exception of Buddy the black lab, the 3 little ones, Snoopy and the other 2, I tell you what, all they want is attention. Try getting 3 dogs sitting on your lap at every given moment. All right, Angie, this started with today for me, and it was someone I know, shaking it off and going back to loving thoughts. Absolutely. But by the same token, Angie, may I encourage you, beautiful, to really see through the character personality of someone I know and really see what Spirit is trying to show you within yourself so you can release it, beautiful. And you know, guys, the past will always dictate your future because the past is playing out for you right now. I made a post earlier this morning about how your thoughts, if you're still seeing the world as chaotic and controlling and corrupted and this, that, and the other, that's old beliefs because we've gone through an axis correction. So, again, if you're observing it, it's showing you something within your vessel that you need the carbon-based density of the mind, old mind programming, that you just need to release and override it. And Belinda, oh boy, I'm going to think before I speak. That's a good one because that's exactly what Mars is bringing up this week too. Is really where how you communicate. If you're not putting it into words where the person you're communicating with can grasp it, it's going to be very easy to have miscommunication, which will create miscreations. Remember, energy out is energy back. Life is an echo. And this is an opportune time to really, truly expand your consciousness, expand your lens by stepping into the other person's shoes. Because remember, you don't know what's inside. You don't know what that person has gone through. You do not know the history of that person from the inception point when they were born forward. And so anything you're going through, you can rest assured there's others in the collective of 7.8 billion that are feeling those exact same things, going through that exact same energy, even if it is presented in a different circumstance, a different experience, presentation. Rose, oh shit. Nah, it's not all shit, huh? It's holy shit. Beautiful. Belinda had to break up and call my brother and sister-in-law today, fighting over stupid hot dogs and hamburgers. Yeah, and see, to them they're fighting over hot dogs and hamburgers, but really, it's just discordant energy of trying to balance that masculine, feminine, within and without. Angie, oh my God, neither was a lot to vibe, but damn, I love you guys. You guys are so cool. Don't make it personal. That's right, don't make it personal. Okay, let's see what else. The link you have been on when I came on was 9/14, and that's my birthday. I belong here. Indeed. Getting more and more challenging, really tough at times. Not sure how to hang in there anymore. Eva, how you hang in there, beautiful, is you breathe. And if you feel like you can't handle it, then you reach out to those of us that are here that can help you through it by holding space, by helping you center yourself, by breathing with you, however it may be. That's what we're here for. We're here as pillars of light. We're here to be the calm and the peace in the eyes of the storm, in the chaos, in the turbulence. We're here to help each other through it. Alright, let's see what else. Angie, fight a new way now with the new energy. Don't fight at all. Get that, release that word even out of your vocabulary. We don't have to fight. You don't have to defend the truth. You don't have to defend the light. The light needs no defense. Truth needs no defense. Peace needs no defense. It's only the human ego that has to sit there and defend anything. Fear is the only thing that needs defense. Simple as that. People don't agree with you. Love them anyways. That's okay. Accept it. You don't have to agree with me. I love you anyways. Now move on. Simple as that. Don't even entertain it. And, okay, what else did I miss? Today with my sleeping family, it started, I am only one awake. Belinda, that's a belief. You're not the only one awake. Your family just isn't at the same frequency as you are, but they're awake. Remember, that veil's been removed. Regardless if they're on the spiritual awakening journey or not, everyone is waking up in one way or another because the veil has been removed. Now, whether they're consciously awake and aware of it, well, that's another thing. For those of us that are consciously aware, that's where we dance. That's where we come in. That's where we step up to the plate because we are aware. We don't have an excuse. We are aware. You know? And I'm super excited for this transformation too, guys. It really is. And you know, even though it seems like things are getting more tough and getting this and getting that, guys, that too is a belief. You know? And that's really what Creator's asking us to observe. Observe our thoughts. Observe where we're still hanging on to, this is tough, you know, when is equality gonna come, you know. And this is where a lot of fake it till you make it mindset is also gonna be exposed. This is where you still have those thoughts and those feelings. How am I gonna pay my bills? What if I leave this job? Spirit's guiding me to leave this job and to do something else, and this, you know, this foundation's crumbling, this one already has crumbled, but you know, what if I don't have health insurance? What if I don't have money to pay my bills? I need a job. I get where you're at, Linda, but society still dictates that we need this to live as a physical human. Well, all those beliefs, those thoughts are coming up because those thoughts are creating lack and struggle for your future. Your past is presenting itself right now. In every given moment, because it's an infinity. In every given moment, the past is in your face, in your physical reality right now, right this moment. And how you react to it, how you deal to it, how you respond to it, how you think about it. What emotions, whether expressed or not expressed, held within. You know, maybe you're putting on a fake smile and saying everything's all well and good, all love and light, yada, 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 but with inside you're seething. And you're just not showing it. Guess what you're creating? You're creating the energy of seething, not that fake smile. So, energy out is energy back. And right now it's all about mastery. Mastering your energy consciously and unconsciously, knowing and unknowing. And really mastering your thoughts on what you're seeing in the physical, tangible world that is representing the past, including the falling of the government, including the corruption, including pedophilia, including this, that, and the other. That is past energy being presented right now, giving you opportunity to change it or continue to engage in that which you say you no longer want, but you don't like what you're seeing. So, again, How you react, how you feel, how you respond, how you think, what you think when all of this is being presented is creating your future in every given moment. The past will always dictate the future, and the future will always be determined by the present moment of how you deal with the past energies that are presenting yourself. Now, that could be something you put out today, it's already the past. Something you put out last night, it's already the past. So, this is, I love you guys, truly. Dawn, everything is wrong and what I thought was right may not be. I so want to believe but don't know if I should. Unhappy. Dawn, ask yourself why you're unhappy. Observe what you feel is wrong, because to the human, what is wrong could very well be what Spirit is showing you is very right. You want the answer to anything right now as you go into this axis correction. Look at the polarity. Look at the contrast. Look at the inversion, and you will see the truth. And Dawn, message me, sweetheart, and I'll help you get through this. I'll assist you in decoding yourself to the template, because you can decode this physical experience. You can decode every single layer. It's just a matter of seeing through the story, the storylines, the character, and the personality identifications, and the personality of the experience in and of itself. And I'll help you, beautiful. Just message me. Life is beautiful, Peter. Absolutely. Life is magical. And you can find serenity in sadness. You can find joy in sorrow. You can find the magic in pain. And that is truly what we are. We're transformers. Let's see. Tina dreamt last night the Golden Gate Bridge was gone. We are close to massive change. Well, the Golden Gate Bridge is gone. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. We went through the pole shift. We're already in the heavenly realm frequencies. And if you're not seeing the heavenly realms morph and start to morph in your tangible physical plane of existence, it's because you're still holding on to a mindset of the old. Dana's so interesting. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Linda, we are going to Costa Rica in November. Get ready. Oh, I'm right there with you, beautiful. Sandra Tabor, no validation. The only validation, Sandra, you can get is within. You're not going to get You can get synchronicities, you can get confirmation, you can get validation from me and everybody else outside of you. But I'll tell you this. Whatever you think, the outside world, good, bad, or indifferent, truth or untruth, whatever you think and attach belief to, the outside world will synchronize to match that. So if you attach to a belief, sweethearts, rest assured, the synchronicity, the messages and everything else will support that belief. That's why you have to go within and quiet your mind and literally hear your own spirit, hear your own soul, because the outside world will validate it and confirm anything to you, whether it's true or not, because it's all vibrational frequency. Energy out is energy back. So, Sandra, no validation. I'm not sure what you're saying no validation on. If you're referring to anything I'm saying, that's okay, beautiful. I'm not here to be your validation. I'm here to encourage you to not listen to me or anybody else. I'm here to encourage you to listen explicitly to your intuition, to your soul, to your spirit. Not to your mind, not to thoughts. To listen to your spirit and only your spirit. And to use the outside world as synchronicity to what your spirit says, not to what you believe. And that's where me and everybody else that come on and share our experience, shares our wisdom, that's where we come in. Don't fall it. Really observe, guys, where you're allowing yourself, and this is a big one right now, where you're allowing wisdom, that which is your full consciousness, that which is creator, to get trapped in time. Again, because wisdom is free. And right now, there's a lot that's trying to retrap Sophia, that wisdom, back in to a space of time. And time is dissolving. We've left that harmonic bandwidth of that time and space continuum. Time is dissolving. And if you're trapping yourself back into time, well, I'm just not even going to go there. Because that's just like recreating the 3D matrix. So, Veronica, for me, seeing all experience is a hologram of what I'm holding on. Once I opened my heart fully and became vulnerable and conscious, that's all is for my highest good. I let the fear go. Amen. Hallelujah. Sheena, it's 3 a.m. here in the UK and I can't sleep. I am vibrating and itching all over. The itching, that's normal, Sheena. The itching, again, your skin has to release the toxins just like all the organs and everything else in your vessel, sweetheart. And many of you, the first few days after this pole shift, many of you, some of you were really, really tired, slept a lot. Some of you couldn't sleep at all. And now some of you can't sleep because you're vibrating so much, and some of you are sleeping. And that's okay, because that's the attuning to the correct axis of the original blueprint. Love and light is the most important thing. Love across the world is the most important thing. We believe in love, the world will change. Believe in peace through love, and that's how the world will change. The only absolute truth, guys, is peace. Truly. And the only way you can find peace in the world is to find it within, through your own love, through your own heart. Letting the walls down. And that's huge. When you start... you can't change the world. You can only change you. And you can only change your perception. And our dance is to accept the perceptions of each and every one of us, regardless if we agree with it or not. Acceptance. Embrace. The only way to invert the overlay of the core foundation that your whole life has been based on and every single relationship has been based on, which is conditional love, is to invert it. To invert rejection to acceptance. Unworthiness to worthy. And abandonment to embrace. To embrace all. Regardless if you label it as dark, light, evil, good, bad, indifferent, demonic, whatever it may be, is to embrace it. You're not here to run from the dark. Because if anything that is distorted that you label as dark, evil, sin, whatever it is, has nothing to do with the outside world. It has everything to do with your thought process. And when you change you, when you heal your mind becomes your most precious commodity. When you heal it, because you heal the world. Because your perception of the world is yours and yours only based on the frequency you hold within. And truth is as fluid as that frequency you hold. Paula, so how should we feel, pedophiles, etc., if it will determine our future? You got to remember, the outside world is a direct reflection of the thoughts and the beliefs that humanity has been enslaved under. So yes, to the human aspect, pedophilia, murder, this, that, and the other, corruption, is all very valid. To Creator, it doesn't exist in that frequency of mind thought. Creator accepts everything. It doesn't label it as good, bad, pedophilia, murder, rapist. Creator doesn't have judgment like that. Creator doesn't have opinion, a label, nothing like that. Creator, everything is energy. It's an event, it's an experience. So, Paula, to answer your question, how should we feel? How you feel about that subject is showing you an energetic blockage of a cellular memory that's in your DNA. It's showing you a template because you're a conduit for the karmic energy that's being released out of your mother, the planet called Gaia, called Earth. So if you have a feeling about it, that's showing you as a conduit that there's that still distorted belief and still distorted energetic template within the collective conscious of the geographical location that you're in, and as a conduit, it's for you to observe those feelings within yourself and transform them to love through forgiveness. We're not here to chastise. We're not here to reject and abandon and deny the darkness. We're here to transform it because we are light beings and we understand the power that we hold to transform that. I hope that answered your question, beautiful. Deborah, sorry, I did not realize it sent on here all the smile. That's all right, beautiful. Send them. Norma Balderas, any message for me? Norma, I'm not sure what you're asking me. I don't do readings if that's what you're asking me. I don't predict the future for anybody or anything like that. I can, but I choose not to. Connie Fisher, what's your point? What's your point, beautiful? Timelessness, Sherry, absolutely. No validation to anything that is not for the greater good. I got you, Sandra. What is pole shift? What is a pole shift? That is where we shift axis poles. That's what a pole shift is. In Norma, it's P-O-L-E, and if you need to, beautiful, to give you yourself more clarity, you can Google that. Deborah, I've been gaining weight so fast. Has this got anything to do with ascension? Deborah, yes. When we take light in, light expands. Your body, your vessel is carbon-based density. It's matter. It's condensed light. So liken it to this. Light comes in, and the condensed light now expands. That's why sometimes you can't breathe. As we go through these attunements, as we go through this integration, sometimes you can't breathe. Sometimes it feels like you're having a heart attack because your chest is expanding. Your heart, with all the walls and binds and chains that you've had around your heart from all the wounds and the heat and the hurt and everything else from your experiences, that has closed your heart off to trust and to giving love freely, became so condensed. So all this light that's coming in, it's expanding your heart. Your heart's getting bigger. Many people the doctors are saying they have heart disease. They have an enlarged heart because light expands. So as this light comes in and you ground it into the earth, yes, weight gain is not unusual. Extreme light weight loss is not unusual. You bounce back and forth. For the feminine, a lot of the feminine, because Earth is going through a birthing process, a rebirthing process, a consistent birthing process as we converge and merge and collapse timelines and frequencies. A lot of the feminine vessels, it's where you bloat up and you gain weight, and sometimes you sit there and it's like, God, I feel pregnant. Well, cosmically you are. Ethically, energetically, however you want, celestial, that, however you want to say it. So yes, Deborah, that does. Dolores, wow, there are those that can't hear what you are saying. Well, if they can't hear me, they're not supposed to hear me, sweetheart. They're not at the frequency that they need to be to hear me. Peter, Mr. Cosmic Change in the universe because of Ireland and England are getting hotter and hotter. Ireland is getting hot awareness soon. It's going to be 36 degrees tomorrow in England and Ireland. We're going through a global cooling that they have lied to humanity and says was a global warming. And you're going to find a lot of these places that normally are very hot. Well, Texas is pretty hot right now. Eventually, they're going to be going cooler, and those places that have been very cold are warming up because, again, of a pole shift and an axis correction that we've gone through. The miracle and the magic of this, guys, is the last time we went through a major pole shift and axis correction, it annihilated humanity. That's not happening this time. We have prevented that. I drew an oracle card today. It was a peace card. Amen. Marlene, the other night while trying to sleep, I felt intermittent blasts of electric vibrations in my left forearm. I love it. And that's what light is, guys. It's a whole lot of electricity. And again, that's where grounding comes in. Someone sent me a message this morning saying, what's the purpose of grounding? You don't ground this electricity or this light or information that's coming in. What's going to occur, anybody who knows anything about electricity, you always have to have a grounding wire. If you do not ground this electricity out of your vessel that's coming in and anchor that information into the electromagnetic and geomagnetic fields of the planet, you're going to hold it within your vessel and you're going to cause yourself to short circuit. If you are finding yourself shocking things or being shocked or a lot of electricity in your carpet, stuff like that, excuse me, that's showing you need to ground, that there's too much electricity in your vessel. And when you get too much electricity in your vessel, you start short-circuiting. You start spiraling. Your mind can't stop because of all the information and everything else. And you get anxiety, you get stressful, so ground, and drink lots of water. Water will also help ground. Cheryl, my phone is so hot right now. I love you guys, truly. This, it's only to the human aspect that it seems so challenging, so tough, so harrowing. I don't know where that word came from. I don't usually use that word. Harrowing is what I'm hearing from my team. It really isn't. That's great, ladies. Ladies, if I can encourage you, and instead of saying I've lost over 30 pounds, I really encourage you to change that word lose or lost or I need to lose weight or whatever. I really encourage you to change that because your mind, everything goes inverted. When your mind hears lose or I need to lose weight, subconsciously, okay, we need to gain weight because everything's inverted. And until your vessel gets attuned to that reversion. So instead of saying I lost, I released. Replace the word lost with release. Because words are spells. And words are powerful. And so if you're not familiar with linguistics, the English language is very distorted. And the English language has been distorted purposely to enslave you, to keep you in a space of fear, to keep you in a space of lack and struggle. Every word you speak has an energetic frequency to it. And right now, that's really, again, being presented in a myriad of ways to master your mastery. Master how you create with your words, your thoughts, your intentions, your unconscious intentions. Eunice, I couldn't breathe and a vortex opened up and came across the room and sucked me into it. I was in a white place, felt love. My psychic abilities have shot through the roof. Helen, that's not unusual because with this removal of the veil, guys, and all of this light information, it's expanding your consciousness. A lot of information's coming in, a lot of abilities, a lot of gifts. You know, again, age reversal, everything has been fully engaged and activated. Peter, Ireland and the UK are used to call when I choose city. We're getting now, and this proves a point with the polar shifts. The world is heating up. Indeed. I love you guys, truly. There you go, Megan. I released over 30 pounds. I've acquired 30 in the past 2.5 months. But my vessel's now seeming to start releasing it again. Sheila, found it. Yeah, I've acquired it too. Beautiful. That's okay. It's bringing us back into our true feminine vessels and how it's supposed and how our original blueprint was, rather than looking like a stick woman, you know, like sticks. If you notice, the feminine vessels over the course of the years has really turned into more of a masculine appearance. And in many ways, and the masculine vessel has taken on more of a feminine shape, and that too is being reverted back to the way it normally is, or I can't say normal, back to its original state, if you will. It's like, hear of you, hear ye, hear you, hear the word. I love you guys. I was on another live and was asking why for the past 6 months haven't had a cycle in rapid weight gain, and I've had my tubes tied and 46 years old. I needed to hear you thought I'm going through early menopause. You're also going to find, sweethearts, that okay, I went through menopause, praise God, at 38, and I'm 49. And on my journey, there has been a few times where, mind you, that's an 11-year period. And on my journey in the past 5 years, there's been times where I have started to spot, to bleed for 2 or 3 days. That's not unusual, ladies. Same with the gentlemen. Gentlemen, they're, for you, in the groin area, in a lot of boils, a lot of itching, a lot of rashes down there, a lot of, oh gosh, how do I say this? Masculine that are watching, help me out here. You know, when you're younger and you really start going into puberty and you really start coming into your sexuality, masturbation and all of that stuff, that too is not unusual during this. For gentlemen that have lost their sexual desire, which is not unusual on the spiritual journey. You know, there's spaces where you come in and you become very, to the human aspect, horny. And this goes for the women too. That's not unusual as all of those sexual distortions, because creation comes from sex, guys. Simple as that. And sex has been very distorted. And so this is bringing balance and harmony back too, as those distortions that are related to sex in every way. That's also mixed in with that Sorcha moon. I hope that helps. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm gaining, not messing. Now you're just acquiring, beautiful. You're not gaining. You're acquiring. And that's okay. That's releasing too in of its own way. What do I say to lose it? Say, Deborah, I'm releasing this armor. Because really the weight is armor. To the human psyche aspect of it. Not the light that's expanding you. But the energetic signature behavioral template of what the human aspect calls overweight, fat, this, that, and the other. That is really armor that has been used as an armor of protection. and you'll see that too goes away, dissolves, disintegrates. Sheila, I follow crying and have been telling my body to only age every 3 days. And crying's good if you listen to channelers and stuff like that. I would listen to crying over most of them. However, I really encourage you guys in this space and time, you don't need to listen to channelers. Truly, the more you can listen within to your own self, the better off you're going to be going forward. The more you can release the crutches of listening to channelers, of this, that, and the other, and truly focus on the self-discipline, because there's many out there that still cannot quiet their mind. And truly, the best gift you can give to yourself, sweethearts, is learn how to quiet your mind and prana breathe. Because that's what's going to get you through this. Not listening to channelers, not listening to the outside world, but truly listening to self. Because self will never lead you wrong. Your heart will never lie to you. And your soul will overcome any obstacle to get your heart to where it needs to be. So truly, to know thyself is to trust thyself. And to trust thyself is the only way to know thyself. And I keep drawing the lovers and abundance cards. We are going to be okay. We already are okay. I mean, gaining, not losing. I don't want to gain. I love you, Tammy. Women are supposed to be delicious. We are delicious. Truly. So are men, really. The masculine. Tammy, I'm in menopause at 55. You know, you can reverse that. You can be any age you want. And, you know, for those that are going through menopause, have gone through menopause, this, that, and the other, you know, if you want a baby, you can have a baby. It don't matter if your tubes are tight or not. Remember, your physical vessel is the only, excuse me, is the only limitation you have. Is that which you attach belief to. Nothing is real until you attach belief to it. So if your intentions are to bring in a primary timeline where you're 21, 22, and you have dreams of having a baby, it don't matter that your physical vessel says you're 70, 80, 90, 100, 200 years old. You can create that which is your heart and soul's desire in any given moment, regardless of the limitations of the human physical vessel. I miss sex, the connection. And you know, that's going to come back, guys. Our natural state of being is in union within and without. And yes, on the spiritual journey, you know, this goes for both masculine and feminine. You know, we've put ourselves in a space of seclusion. We've put ourselves to do a journey. And now you're coming into a space it looks the same to me. How am I supposed to live? I thought I'm ascended. Why isn't things different? You know, and you're looking around. And, you know, you still do dishes after you awaken and after you ascend, just like you did before. You still got to clean the toilet. You still got to mop the floor. You still got to do poop patrol. The greatest difference is you do it with gratitude, and you bless everything, and you bless everything that you don't like to the human aspect. And Sheila, I've listened to Crying to You and heard this is possible to command cells not to age so fast. Absolutely. When you come into that space, guys, of of mastery. When you have truly mastered your thoughts, mastered your mind, expanded yourself out, and you communicate to your vessel, to your cells, to anything. I was diagnosed with lung cancer. My vessel was. And, you know, you literally can cure any disease. Mind over matter. And when you sit there and you talk to your cells and you communicate with the diseased cells, you can heal it at any given moment, because any disease has a core foundation of an emotional wound. And when you get to the core that creates that particular lung cancer, not speaking your truth, you're smothering yourself. Emphysema. What's the other one they say that goes with that? Emphysema, it starts with a C. What is it? I can't think of the word. Anything to do with the lungs, breathing, any diseases, smothering yourself, not speaking the truth of your soul, shutting yourself down. As a child, you were always told to be quiet, go away. Children are supposed to be seen, not heard, yada, yada, yada. All of those emotional wound templates, if they're not cleared and neutralized and dealt with, you keep burying them and you put more overlays on them, eventually you're going to end up coming into some kind of diseases or illness. It just so happens lung cancer is exactly that. Pancreatic cancer, directly tied into rejection. And you can heal yourself when you heal your mind. Let's see. I feel like the weight is a shield. It is. It is. Release the armor. Release the armor. That's right. And you know, guys, we're so blessed, truly, to come into conscious awareness that we have the power to transform anything, any belief, any thought process. That's magical. You know, that's just like, well, we can't see spaceships. It's not in my physical reality, therefore it don't exist. When I see it, then I'll accept it. That's the blockages of the mind. And the mortal, the humanness, needs proof. Because they can't see it, it doesn't exist. You know, well, I haven't run into spaceships in my reality yet. So until I see them and it crosses my path, I'm not going to accept it. And that is the distortions of the mind, because spirit is unseen, and that's the limitations of the mind. And we're here to expand our mind. We're here. Just because you can't see spaceships and I can, doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. We're just in different frequencies. But if we embrace each other, then we expand each other's consciousness. Because maybe I can see spaceships, which I can, and, you know, maybe I can see things that a lot of you can't, but maybe you can see things through your perception that I'm not able to. Maybe you're bringing in some future Arcturian or future Pleiadian knowledge that you gained from a future past life. Just like I bring in a lot of wisdom. I can decode things. I can read binary codes. Most people cannot. So we're here to embrace each other. We're here to accept each other and to bring the wisdom that each hold into the tangible physical plane of existence. And that's a beautiful thing, because when we can do that, then we expand the human perception from the lower 3 chakra lenses to immortality and eternity and infinity. Instead of becoming a limited mind, we're allowing ourselves to become all that we are, the imagination that everything exists. And maybe Tammy can dream and imagine things that maybe I can't imagine at this point, or haven't even gone in that direction of imagination. You know, maybe Belinda and Mark and Tom and Angie have imagination in a whole different quadrant than I do. And Tammy messages me and says, hey, you know, I had this dream. It was really wild, Linda. And you know, this, and this. And it's like, that doesn't exist. Yeah, but it could, Linda. Isn't that kind of wild? And that's how we expand our imagination. That's how we expand ourselves into each other. Because we're not here to limit ourselves. We're here to expand ourselves. Not just expand ourselves to include the earth, but expand ourselves out to include the whole omniverse. We bring in all of those galaxies and star nations and multiverses and multi-galaxies. We're to bring all of that within ourselves by expanding ourselves out so far that no longer are the Pleiadians, the Arcturian, and all those billions of star nations and billions of galaxies and everything. It's no longer outside of us. So if you're not seeing spaceships, then you haven't expanded yourself out far enough. You haven't expanded your toroidal field, your energy field, your consciousness out. Because eventually, with this axis correction, the veil's been removed. Your consciousness is as limited or as unlimited as you choose it to be right now. And the more we can explore with each other through imagination and through remembering and the information that's coming in, because remember, all light is information, and the more we bring that in and the more we share and expand that out, you know, that's where we expand our consciousness and anchor it into the physical plane of existence. You know, we can sit here and continue to spread love and light. You know, we can come on for social media and paste pretty pictures, put positive quotes. But truly, what good's that doing us right now? Besides the fact that it's giving each other more crutches. We're not here to be small anymore. We're here to bring in the wisdom of all that there is. And each one of us hold wisdom. Each one of us is choosing that soul fragment, if you will, avatar, to bring in and share that imagination of that light frequency, of that wisdom of the ancient past and or from the future past that we came from. So I'm like trying to embrace the energy of Shara riding her flying unicorn and shining love and light. Boom. Loved Heman and Shara. Sandy, why? We've got plenty to explore in the real world. Sandy, what's real? What's the real world? Because the real world was created by your imagination and your thought process, beautiful. So what you feel is real is an illusion. Because the only thing that's real is everything is energy, and in any given moment, you can manipulate energy. In any given moment, you can change energy. In any given moment, you can change how you perceive this physical real world. Because what is labeled real to the human is unreal in all its natural state of being, because what's real to the human is inverted. It's distorted. Peter, I see spaceships every day. I do too. I love it. I do love it. So, dance, guys, through this next week. It's going to get heavy, and that's okay that it's going to get heavy. We like heaviness, even if it doesn't feel very good, because heaviness shows us that which no longer we need, that which no longer serves us. And that heaviness shows us where we can step up to the plate and we can transform the energy and bring it into something beautiful, something magical, and something much lighter than the density that it is. So turn up the music, guys. Dance, dance, dance. And music will probably be your best friend. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sad, if you feel like you're being misunderstood and nothing you communicate, nothing you speak, and you're getting frustrated, this, that, and the other, just know Spirit's trying to show you something that you no longer need, and that we, as a collective, as a whole, as mankind, as humanity, no longer need. So dance, because you got this. And together we got this. And truly, guys, this next week, I cannot speak for any of the other guides out there, or those who claim to be healers and gurus and this, that, and the other. But I can speak for me, and I can speak for the collective that I represent. And if you need to reach out, reach out. Because we're here to get each other through this. Hand in hand, side by side. So reach out. Even if you feel like reaching out is bothersome, this, that, and the other, allow those feelings to go and still reach out. We're not here to do the work for you, but we certainly can be here to hold space. And call upon your guides and your teams. Call upon the Elohim. Call upon the Council of Overseers. Call upon the Council of Nine. Call upon the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and the Andromedans and the Syrians to take you into the healing chambers, to recalibrate you, to rewire you, to balance and harmonize you. In every given moment, you have billions of light beings here to support you. But in every given moment, you need to ask, because none of us can step up, seen or unseen, without being asked first. So dance. I love you guys. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. And know you got this. It's just a matter of dancing. I love you. Have a great night. Bye-bye now.